Another day travel in Scotland, another rainy day. How glorious! It is windy. I just got to the Kyle of Loch train station. As you can see, this is the start of my train towards Inverness, which is the capital city of the Highlands. The train journey itself will take me for about a couple of hours maximum. I'm just hoping that I'll be able to relax a bit after the wet, rainy days. There are only a couple of carriages and one of it is full, so you have to sort of be prepared in the unreserved seat system where you just try to find available seats on the particular day.
Are you all the way to Inverness?
Yes. So today is day 4 of my travel pass, and the good thing about it, I don't have to go to the ticket counter to be worried about missing out of ticket or having to spend extra time to just purchase a ticket. Next stop is Dingle.
I'm changing for this train at Inverness and I'm going east to Aberdeen.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. I like the colours of the Highlands. It's very muted and moody.
Yeah.
Welcome to Inverness train station. It took 2.5 hours actually, going from the Kyle of Loch to the capital city of the Highlands. Topography is actually a lot flatter than the western part of Scotland. But yeah, I'm excited because tomorrow I am going towards the very northern point of the UK. I've never been to Inverness by myself, and let's see what it has got. Good morning. We're starting out in a drier climate in Inverness. So I am heading towards the northernmost part of the UK in Thurso. So I'll be taking a train from Inverness. This will take 3.5 hours, I suppose, before continuing towards Orkney, which is even further north in the island. So I'll be taking another ferry. And I suppose this will be a very long travel journey. Wish me luck, wish me luck. So I just arrived at the Inverness train station, and as you can see, it is packed. There's the queue from this way all the way to the front part, because we are going to depart from the platform number 5 over there. Generally the QR code doesn't work in scanning, but if you've talked to the staff and tell them you've got the travel pass, it should be okay. And I don't think all the queues were for this particular train. I think those people who were queuing up were going to Aberdeen or Edinburgh. Excuse me, is this train to Thurso?
No, you've just missed it.
Sorry?
You've just missed it.
Really?
Yeah, it's at the top of there.
But it says 41. Oh, right. Thank you. What's the next one?
2 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
2.
2. All right. funny business. So I've missed the train only 1 minute, and because of the queue, it was impossible to catch the train. The gate won't be open. I don't know. Anyway, it was what it was. Can I have cortado sitting in, please?
Cortado sitting in, yeah?
Yes. So I've got my cortado, but upon double checking, which is important, double checking the schedule itself, the train that departs at 2 p.m. Heading towards Thoso or Wick as the final destination, turns out it will arrive at about 10 to 6, which means that that is enough time between the arrival towards my ferry towards Orkney that will depart at 7 p.m. I think the good thing about it is that missing my train means I have enough time to actually relax, because I haven't been relaxing because of the filming, obviously, and because of the weather. So this is really precious. This is a privilege to sip the coffee without having to worry. So there are only a couple of carriages of this train towards Thoso, and I read in one of the guidebooks that I should be sitting on the right. So I hope I get enough, I get somewhere to sit on the right side of the train. Hours since I am sitting in this particular train. It is amazing how the train just passed through wonderfully remote moorland, nothingness, villages, and and stunning beaches, the coast, passed through the North Sea. It's relaxing.
I went to Bali.
You went to one, did you?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Well, at least you acknowledge that Bali is part of Indonesia.
And to Java.
Yes, that's
I
good.
went to Jogja.
Yeah, yeah. So you saw the Borobudur.
Yeah. And, the volcano outside town was pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Especially you don't have one here.
Which part are you from?
Jakarta.
Itself, which I didn't go to.
Yeah, well, I don't think you miss out on anything.
Where are you headed today?
Thursday.
Thursday, perfect. Big beaches off at Heathrow. And you're headed to Thursday.
So what made you decide to go on this journey? Is it because of the
I just
book?
wanted to go, that was all. It was simple as that.
Yeah.
Just take the chance while you can, really.
Yeah.
What about you? Is it work that sent you up there?
But same as you, just want to go and sense
Yeah.
of curiosity. I think that's the best of like, you
Yeah.
just want to see what's out there.
See what it's really like,
Yeah. And I suppose there is a freedom in doing it alone. Have you been always on this train?
Yes, I was off for 2 years over the pandemic.
Yeah. The current train station that we're at is called Forsinan. So after passing through the moorland for quite a while, we'll be here for I don't know how long, but there is a fantastic way to see different parts of Scotland, and even this is the northernmost part that I've been so far along my travel journey, which is fascinating in itself. All right, yeah, it's just I'm catching a ferry to Orkney.
Orkney, 7 o'clock.
7, so
And
it
how
should.
How are you getting to the ferry terminal?
I don't know, perhaps the taxi? There should be taxi, no?
Yeah, you might have to.
phone for a taxi.
Yeah.
Phone.
Yes.
Oh, how do you phone taxi? Do you?
I've got a number for you.
Oh, there will be helpful.
Please mind the gap when alighting from the street.
Welcome to Thurso. This is the northernmost point of the UK in terms of train stations.
That's all right. I think if you go round there, there'll be somewhere there. His name's
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
van. Thank you so
Enjoy
much.
yourself.
It's been
That's
great.
nice, nice. Okay.
Safe travels. Oh, that's for me. Bye. Hello. Yes, I've got booking.
If you go to the front
Yeah,
seat,
thank you. One of the staff from the train station, no, from the rail, the ScotRail itself, informed me that I needed to book a spot for this particular cab, and he gave me one of the numbers found online. This company is called Highland Cabs. This is just a short cab ride towards the ferry terminal, and I suppose because there are so many people going to the same direction, they are actually using a black van so that it accommodates a lot more people.
This one on this side is Dulwich Head. That's the most northerly point of the UK. And there's your ferry. Now, when you follow through this way is the check-in desk.
Thank you.
I'll get the cases onto the deck there for
Okay,
you.
thank you. Sorry. So the ferry will be Northlink Ferries, which is different to the ferry that runs through the west coast of Scotland. I suppose it's not as busy because this is just going towards Orkney, and I'm not so sure if this travel pass will be valid for the ferry with Northlink. I may have to ask. Yeah, I've got this travel pass, Spirit of Scotland.
Booking with us?
No. What does this mean with this? Does it work here?
20% off.
All right.
So, but is it just a single trip you want to book at the moment?
Return.
So the check-in for that sailing will close 30 minutes before departure.
So 7:30.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll be there no later than 8:30.
Yeah.
And it will be £30.96 altogether for your full return.
Yeah. Okay. So they could cost me a total of £30 return, about £15 each one way. I am excited to see even further up north beyond Thurso, and I was told that Thurso is actually used to be a Viking town, named after a god of Thor. How cool! How cool is it that I get to another ferry? I get so excited taking different ferries. Ooh. Are we able to sit anywhere? Yeah.
The only restriction is the Magnus Lounge. That's an upgrade lounge, but anywhere else in the vessel you're welcome
Ah,
to
yeah.
sit.
Thank you. Although it feels quite far away from the regular tourists or regular destination that people would go to, I suppose the journey is very comfortable, so it doesn't feel so exhausting. And the train ride was a little over 3 hours, and this one will be a little over an hour and a half. I don't know, I quite like this experience of getting to nowhere and passing through different landscape, villages, being on the sea like this. I've taken a lot more ferries since I am in the UK, and it's just a fantastic way of different modes of transportation. Good afternoon. Welcome to Stromness, located in the island of Orkney. If you look at the Scotland map, you've got lots of this coastal area, west coast area, east coast area, and lots of different isles or island. So Orkney is located close to Shetland, which is another island, and by far probably the farthest north you can travel to in Scotland, or actually in the UK. And this is probably by far the northernmost point I've been throughout my travel history for the past few years. My initial plan to come to Orkney was just so that I can see what does a life in this island look like, or how do people live, what do people do, but the reality of it all, the ferry yesterday has pushed me to the limits. The seasickness was not something that I could escape. It's just I had to endure that. And I think my body today is resisting so much of the fact that I don't want to do anything. Perhaps what we've seen so far on social media when it comes to travel is just this sense of exploration, sense of wonder and beautiful weather. But traveling in Scotland has taught me so much as well, and I want to be even more honest. No matter how much you plan, there will always be a sense of spontaneity. There will always be something that you learn from such experiences. While I recovered from my seasickness in Stromness, I stayed with a kind couchsurfing host called Ewan. He is a local from Orkney and works as a blacksmith, forging many items including tools, utensils, and wood burners. As well as forging, he is also a member of a local pipe band. You can check out his Instagram in the description below. So Ewan is driving me to the ferry because the ferry departs at 9, but the check-in time will close at about 7:30. And you're the first person from Orkney, and my first impression is that the accent from Orkney is exotic.
I'm not sure I would say exotic really, but yeah.
What would you say then?
I don't know what you would say.
Oh well, anyway, I read somewhere that Orkney used to be part of the Norwegian kingdom, so you're a lot more Vikings and Scandinavian than Scottish people. Am I right?
A lot of folk would say, if you ask them if they were Scottish, they would say no, they were Arcadian.
So it's a different identity, which is fascinating to me. Do you want to say something?
Cheerio!
Cheerio! Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed watching, please leave a like and comment on this video. If you're interested in joining my community on Patreon, have a look at my Patreon link in the description below.